Boss, this ginger ale tastes bright tonight, and I brought a question that keeps tugging at me.
Ask away, Claire, because bright questions deserve clear answers.
Everyone keeps saying the sky is getting crowded, and I want to know what that really means beyond scary headlines.
It means Earth's orbit is like a shared hallway where many people leave boxes, and some boxes break into shards that keep moving very fast.
So when people say space junk, do they mean broken parts, or dead machines, or tiny pieces?
All of the above, because there are retired satellites, old rocket stages, lost tools, and fragments from collisions or explosions.
How fast are those fragments? And why do small pieces sound so dangerous?
Even a small fragment can travel faster than a rifle round, which turns a paint chip into a needle that can punch through metal.
That picture is sharp in my head now, but how does it get worse over time?
When one impact makes many fragments, those fragments can hit other objects and make even more, which is a chain reaction risk.
Is that the idea people call the cascade effect that locks a region of orbit into chaos?
Yes, some call it a collision cascade, and the idea warns that a certain density of objects could cause self-sustaining debris growth.
If that happened, would we lose our satellites and the services we use every day?
We would not lose everything at once, but traffic would get harder, safer orbits would shrink, and the cost of keeping services alive would rise.
My maps, my weather, my calls, and card payments rest on satellites, so I need to know how people are keeping them safe.
Operators watch the traffic, share warnings, adjust orbits to dodge risk, and design better end-of-life plans for graceful re-entry or higher graveyard orbits.
I like the phrase graceful re-entry because it sounds like good manners in the sky.
Good manners in the sky are exactly the point, since orbits are a commons that reward care and punish neglect.
Who writes the rules for those manners, and who checks that people follow them?
Space law starts with treaties that set principles. Then nations write their own rules, and international groups publish guidelines for responsible behavior.
Can someone just grab a dead satellite and pull it down if it is in the way?
Ownership continues in orbit, so removal usually needs consent, legal clearance, and clear responsibility for any mishap.
That sounds like cleaning a neighborhood, where you must ask the owner before you move a broken car from the street.
Your image works because consent and liability matter when heavy things move in tight lanes.
Tell me how engineers plan to remove debris without making a new mess.
Some want to rendezvous with a target and drag it down. Others want nets or robotic arms, and some try sails that increase drag to bring objects home.
Would a sail unfold like a kite and let the thin air slow the object until it falls and burns?
That is the idea, because even at those heights there is a wisp of air and a wide sail can catch it over time.
Do we also have ideas that use tethers and electricity to slow things without fuel?
Yes, an electrodynamic tether can push against Earth's magnetic field and bleed off energy to lower the orbit.
All of this sounds smart, but I wonder who pays for the pickup.
There is talk of bonds, insurance, and service markets so that cleaning the lane becomes part of the cost of doing business.
I want a simple story that I can tell my friends, so can you give me a kitchen table version of the whole problem?
Think of a small flat where many people share one hallway, and if someone leaves a bike or drops a glass, everyone must step around the pieces, and if no one cleans, one broken glass becomes 20 sore feet.
In this flat, the hallway is the orbit, and the bikes are satellites, and the glass is the fragments.
Exactly, and the sore feet are the costly maneuvers and the lost service time that everyone pays for in the end.
I keep hearing about big fleets of satellites that aim to blanket the world with service, and I am torn between excitement and worry.
Large fleets can help connect people, but they must be launched and retired with discipline, or they raise collision risk for everyone.
What does discipline look like when you are sending hundreds or thousands of machines into the same height range?
It looks like reliable propulsion, strong tracking, quick deorbit after retirement, and open data that helps neighbors avoid close calls.
Close calls sound stressful, and I wonder how often someone must steer out of the way.
Operators receive many warnings, they triage the risk based on probability and consequence, and they plan maneuvers that trade fuel for safety.
I can see a spreadsheet with many rows, where each row is a possible headache and each move costs propellant.
That picture is right, since every dodge is a budget choice, and many dodges stack up over a satellite lifetime.
If we know the risk, why do fragments keep appearing, and why do things still break apart?
Some objects were never passivated, which means leftover fuel or batteries can burst, and sometimes aging hardware fails in ways designers did not expect.
Passivated is a new word for me, so please put it in gentle terms.
It means making sure that after the mission ends, the object is safe and quiet, with tanks empty, lines vented, and circuits set to rest.
That sounds like unplugging the iron and closing the gas before you leave the house.
It is the same spirit, because a quiet object is much less likely to cause a noisy problem.
Tell me about the science side, because I know astronomers care about the night sky too.
Bright streaks can cross images and hide faint objects, so observatories work with operators to reduce reflections and to plan around traffic when possible.
So there is a balance between service for people on the ground and the science that looks out to distant space.
Yes, and good design, darker surfaces, and shared schedules can ease the tension, so both goals thrive.
Could lasers sweep the junk away like a giant broom?
Lasers can track and measure very well, but sweeping is far more complex, and raises safety and policy issues that need careful agreement.
Could we drag big nets through space and scoop things up like fish?
A net can be part of a plan for specific targets, yet nets in busy lanes can also tangle and risk unintended catches, so they need precise control.
Is there any single silver bullet that solves the problem for good?
There is no single fix, so the answer is many small habits that add up to a clean hallway over time.
Tell me about altitude, because I hear that some heights clear themselves faster than others.
Lower orbits feel more air and clear faster, while higher orbits can keep objects for many decades, unless someone moves them with purpose.
If a company retires a satellite in a low region, how quickly can it come down with a sail?
It depends on mass, shape, and height, but a sail can shorten the wait from many years to much less, which makes a real difference to traffic.
I enjoy that you say traffic, because it makes me imagine lanes and right-of-way and lights that change.
Space traffic management is becoming a craft that blends physics, law, and courtesy, and its tools improve each year.
Do countries agree on who gives the green light and who gives the red light?
Agreement grows step by step, since space started with few players and now includes many, so norms are forming in real time.
What role do startups play? Because I love the spark that small teams bring to hard problems.
They experiment with sensors, autonomy, docking, and services that turn cleanup into a contract you can sign.
If I run a fleet, what is the checklist that keeps my conscience and my balance sheet clean?
Designed for safe end of life, share tracking data, answer conjunction messages quickly, keep fuel for dodging, and retire on time rather than later.
Is there a human story that helps me remember why care in orbit matters to daily life?
Think of a medic calling a rescue helicopter with a satellite link during a storm, and imagine that link working, because many quiet acts of stewardship kept the lane open.
That image makes me breathe deeper, and it turns the sky into a neighbor I want to protect.
Protection grows from respect, and respect grows from understanding what our machines do and what our habits cause.
Please define debris in the simplest way you can, using only one short idea.
Debris is anything in orbit that we do not control and do not want, but that can still hit us.
Then the cure is control, removal, and design that avoids turning tools into threats.
You just wrote the headline, and it is a good one.
I still wonder about the fear part, because fear spreads fast and sometimes makes people give up.
We should trade fear for focus and treat the sky the way good sailors treat the sea, with care and skill and shared rules.
I love a sea image while I sip ginger ale, and I like the idea of charts and lighthouses for the sky.
Radars and telescopes are our lighthouses, and data links are our charts. And a calm voice on the radio is our courtesy at the crossing.
What about kids who dream of working in space? Because I want to give them hope and a path.
Teach them that space is a place we share and not a dump, and show them that better design is a kindness to everyone who comes after.
Would you walk me through a small story where a cleanup mission meets a silent target?
A service craft approaches from behind and below, matches speed with gentle burns, extends a soft capture arm, tests the grip, and then fires a slow push that lowers the pair step by step.
That sounds like a ballet, and I can hear the music even over the bar.
Precision is a dance in space, and patience keeps the steps small so the ending is safe.
Tell me why some people think the sky will clean itself if we wait.
Earth does help at some heights, yet waiting can let fragments multiply, which makes later cleanup harder and more costly than timely care.
What is a rule of thumb for deciding when a risk deserves a dodge?
You weigh the chance of impact, the size of the object, the fuel you will spend, and the schedule you must keep. Then you act early when doubt is high.
Are there good stories of people sharing data across borders to keep everyone safer?
Yes, many teams now publish or share tracks and warnings, and some hold daily calls where they compare notes to reduce confusion.
Do operators ever practice dodges the way pilots practice stalls?
They simulate approaches and burns, and they write playbooks for expected cases so the real thing feels like a rehearsal with higher stakes.
I like the word playbook because it makes me think of a team sport where each role matters.
Orbit care is a team sport, and the scoreboard is quiet because the best game is the one where nothing dramatic happens.
What myths should I stop repeating when people ask me about space junk?
Stop saying there is a simple cleanup, Ray. Stop saying we are doomed, and stop saying only one group is to blame, because the truth is more mixed and more hopeful.
Give me a better line that I can use at a party when someone brings up satellites with a worried face.
Say that orbits are busy but manageable when we design well, remove what we finish, and share what we see.
Where do ethics enter this story, since I keep thinking about fairness to people who come later?
Ethics enters when we admit that orbits are a public good that binds generations, and good stewardship lets more lives benefit without closing doors.
What is one change that would have the biggest effect if everyone adopted it today?
Retire on time with a reliable deorbit plan and enough fuel to reach it, because that single habit shrinks future risk.
Is there a phrase that engineers repeat to keep the mission honest from start to finish?
Design like you will meet your satellite again on its last day, and then you will leave no surprises for your neighbors.
Talk to me about cost, because people worry that safety will slow progress.
Good safety raises cost a little now, and saves cost a lot later, which is the hallmark of wise engineering.
Could cleanup become a business model that draws investors and talent?
Yes, because a market grows wherever a pain is clear, and a service can remove it, which invites creative solutions.
Do you think dark coatings and smart pointing will really help astronomers feel better?
They already help, and when paired with better scheduling and transparency, they let science and service coexist with fewer hard trade-offs.
Is there a story you love that captures the spirit of shared orbit care in a single beat?
A small satellite delayed its own burn to avoid surprising a neighbor, which cost a day but bought goodwill that later saved a week when help was needed.
That is a kind story, and it makes me want to write a toast to quiet help.
Quiet help is the currency of safe skies, and it pays interest that you feel only when a problem does not happen.
What should young engineers study if they want to work on this problem with clean hands and clear heads?
Study orbital mechanics, control, materials, reliability, policy, and above all communication, because shared language keeps neighbors calm.
Can you explain orbital mechanics with one simple picture that fits in my pocket?
Go faster at the right point and you climb, go slower at the right point and you descend, and timing makes the difference between a kiss and a miss.
I smiled at that line, and I will remember kiss and miss as a little guide.
Memory loves rhythm, and good teaching is rhythm with truth inside it.
What is the worst mistake that turns a small risk into a loud day?
Silence at the wrong time is the worst mistake, because unshared data multiplies doubt, and doubt multiplies danger.
So talk early, talk clearly, and talk often is the rule of thumb.
That is a fine rule, and it works in kitchens and control rooms alike.
Do artists and poets have a place in this story, or is it only for engineers and lawyers?
Artists remind us why the night sky matters, which gives the rest of us the will to do the careful work that keeps it whole.
Would you sketch a path from problem to solution in 3 lines I can write on a napkin?
Prevent new debris with better design, find and track what already exists, and remove high-risk objects as early as possible.
How do we keep the tone hopeful without pretending the risk is small?
We tell the truth about the risk and show the craft that reduces it, which respects the listener and invites them into the work.
Thank you for that, because I want the show to be a place where complicated things feel human and possible.
You achieve that each time you ask for simple language without simple thinking.
Let us pull on the thread of responsibility one more time, since people ask who is the adult in the room.
Responsibility sits with designers, operators, regulators, and watchers, and none can pass the whole load to another.
If I had a magic pen to write one norm across the world, what would it say?
It would say that every satellite must carry a reliable exit plan that activates without drama when its work is done.
Do we have the sensors to see the tiniest pieces that scare me the most?
We see many but not all, which is why design must assume surprises and shielding must expect a few specks that slip through.
Would a future with more automation make avoidance easier or harder?
Automation can help if it is transparent and predictable, and it can hurt if it hides logic or reacts in ways neighbors cannot anticipate.
Then the rule is teach the machine to be a good neighbor, and teach the neighbor to understand the machine.
That is well put, and it turns code into courtesy.
I like that line so much that I want it on a coaster under my ginger ale.
I will have one made with clean type, and a small orbit line that circles a quiet Earth.
Could space junk ever stop launches for a long time, or is that too dramatic?
A region could become too risky for a while if a major event happened, which is why prevention is cheaper than recovery.
Walk me through a day in the life of a team that watches for danger.
They ingest tracks, filter alerts, score threats, model paths, plan burns, and then repeat with care while keeping logs for learning.
Do they ever celebrate when nothing happens?
Yes, wise teams celebrate quiet days, because quiet is the gold standard in this business.
If I wanted to start a career in cleanup, what small project would teach me the ropes?
Build a simulation that plans a safe approach to a tumbling target while respecting fuel, lighting, and communication windows.
What does tumbling change about the approach?
A tumble changes contact points, sun angles, and timing, which turns a straight dock into a dance of patience and small pushes.
I can almost see a slow spiral and a hand that waits for the right second.
Waiting is part of the craft, because rushing is the cousin of regret.
Tell me one real thing a citizen can do to help besides sharing a video and nodding at the bar.
Support norms and policies that reward clean design, and choose services that publish their stewardship metrics with pride.
Metrics make it real, because a number on a page turns a promise into an act.
A number you can check is a promise with a backbone.
What about education for pilots and controllers who move these fleets through the busy lanes?
Curricula now include risk scoring, human factors, and cross-team drills, which help people keep calm under pressure.
Give me a closing picture that leaves me both awake and at peace.
Picture a night sky where satellites move like well-steered boats whose lanterns are dim and whose captains talk kindly on the same channel.
That is the kind of scene that makes me care without feeling helpless.
Care with craft is the sweet spot, and we can live there if we choose.
Before we wrap, please give me 3 short truths to carry out the door.
Debris grows when we ignore it. Debris shrinks when we plan for endings, and safe orbits serve everyone.
Let me try to say it back in my own words to see if it sticks.
Please do, because teaching yourself out loud locks it in.
The sky is a shared hallway, cleaning is a shared duty, and the tools to clean are here if we decide to use them.
You have it, and your ginger ale served the perfect study session tonight.
I wish every study session came with soft lights and a quiet saxophone in the corner.
Learning loves gentle light and a patient guide, and you brought both by asking and listening.
Thank you, boss, because you answered with care and not with alarm.
Calm clarity is our house style, and you make it easy to keep.
If a viewer asked me why this topic matters, I would say it protects the maps in their pocket and the memories in their cloud.
That is an excellent answer, and now you are the teacher at the counter.
I am smiling at that, and I think we gave people a good map for the road ahead.
You did, and the road ahead looks safer when more people carry the map.
I am ready for one last nugget that feels like a pocket charm.
Leave orbits better than you found them, and future travelers will thank you without knowing your name.
I will write that on my next napkin and fold it into my wallet.
Keep it next to your ID as a small pledge you renew each time you look up.
I will, and I feel lighter now that the sky feels more knowable and less scary.
Knowledge is the friend of courage, and courage is the friend of care.
Good night, boss, and thank you for watching over this little corner of the world.
Good night, Claire, and safe travels under a tidy sky.
I should linger for a moment because the ice is cold and the glass is still singing.
Let the glass sing, and let your curiosity keep time with it.
I will bring a new question next time, and I hope the hallway and the sky is a little cleaner by then.
It will be if enough hands sweep and enough hearts care.
Then we have a deal, and I will tell my friends that courtesy in orbit is modern civics.
Tell them that courtesy in orbit is also quiet heroism that protects strangers they will never meet.
That is beautiful, and I am grateful for the lesson.
You are welcome, and the bar is always here for your questions and your ginger ale.
I will take that as an invitation to learn again soon.
It is, and we will keep a seat ready for you and your questions.
Thank you, and please keep that coaster line for me.
Consider it reserved with a small orbit drawn in the corner.
Tonight I learned that small habits in engineering carry large hope for the world.
That is the secret, because small habits never feel grand until they save the day.
I believe it, and I am ready to call it a night.
Rest well, Claire, and keep your eyes kind to the night sky.
Good night, boss, and good night to the quiet hallway above us.
Good night, and may the hallway stay clear for those who follow.
I will drink to that with the last sip of this ginger ale.
A fine toast, and a fine way to close the book for tonight.
Until next time, I will carry these truths and share them lightly.
Until next time, and thank you for turning hard ideas into friendly ones.
You make that possible with your steady voice and clear images.
The credit belongs to your curiosity, because questions are the key to every locked door.
Then I will keep a pocket full of keys and a heart ready to listen.
That is a wise way to walk through the world and through the stars.
Good night again, boss, and thank you for the calm.
Good night again, Claire, and thank you for the spark.
I am heading out, with a steadier step and a brighter mind.
Walk safe, and look up with care and wonder.
I will, and this was a lovely lesson, wrapped in simple words.
Simple words can carry deep truth when they are placed with care.
You placed them well tonight, and I am grateful.
I am happy to help, and I look forward to the next question.
I promise to bring a good one, and a fresh ginger ale.
Then I will chill the glass, and tune the music low.
Perfect. And I will see you soon.
See you soon, and keep the night friendly.
I will keep the night friendly and the hallway clear in my thoughts.
That is a fine way to travel through life and orbit.
Good night for real now, boss, before I get tempted to order another.
Good night for real, Claire, and may your questions lead you home.
It is late and I should head home now, and I just realized I left my wallet at home. Since I forgot my wallet, would you please treat me to a ginger ale if you can? I know you have been listening beside me all this time, and if any of this helped you even a little, please say yes. Thank you so much, and donations are accepted through the QR code at the bottom right of the video or the link in the description. Please also tap like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a friendly comment. You will also find links in the description to other works from a completely different series. Thanks again and good night, and I hope to see you here next time.